in a shocking announcement that has sent ripples through Canada's political and social landscape. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has unveiled a proposal that seems almost too good to be true. A staggering $4,800 monthly payment for every Canadian senior living on a fixed income. This isn't just another incremental increase. It's a quantum leap that, if implemented, would catapult Canada from being in line with other developed nations in terms of senior support to being a global leader, nearly tripling the next highest country's offerings. The announcement came during a campaign-style event, adding an air of political theater to an already dramatic proposal. With his Liberal Party trailing in the polls behind the Conservatives and a potential election looming, critics are quick to label this as more about winning votes than genuinely helping seniors. The timing and the sheer scale of the proposal, which would add over $400 billion to Canada's national debt, have raised numerous red flags, making many wonder if this is a well-thought-out policy or simply an attractive mirage designed to capture the electorate's attention. Yet the allure of this proposal is undeniable, especially for Canada's seniors who have been feeling the squeeze of rising costs against their fixed incomes. The average Canadian senior currently receives about $1,600 monthly from Old Age Security, OAS, and the Canada Pension Plan, CPP, combined. In today's economy, with soaring food, housing, and healthcare costs, this often means making heartbreaking choices. Between rent and medicine, between quality food and keeping the lights on. Trudeau's $4,800 monthly plan promises to transform this grim reality. It offers not just subsistence, but a life of dignity, a comfortable home, nutritious food, comprehensive healthcare, and even money left over for leisure and personal fulfillment. When placed in historical context, the audacity of Trudeau's proposal becomes even more apparent. Canada's journey in supporting its seniors has been a gradual evolution. From the meager $20 monthly under the 1927 Old Age Pensions Act to the introduction of Old Age Security in 1951, the Canada Pension Plan in 1965, and the Guaranteed Income Supplement in 1967. While these programs have grown and adapted over the decades, largely keeping pace with inflation, they haven't seen anything approaching the magnitude of change that a $4,800 monthly payment would represent. It's not just an increase, it's a fundamental reimagining of how Canada values its elders. The potential impacts of such a policy extend far beyond individual bank accounts. Experts like Dr. Anita Patel, a leading geriatrician, suggest that the health benefits could be transformative. Financial stress in seniors is linked to higher rates of depression, heart disease, and cognitive decline. By removing this burden, the $4,800 monthly could translate into better nutrition, safer housing, increased social engagement, and more proactive healthcare, potentially adding both years to life and life to years. Similarly, in our digital age, this financial boost could help bridge the technological divide that often isolates seniors, making online medical consultations, digital learning, and video chats with far-off family members accessible realities. There are even surprising ripple effects to consider. With more disposable income, seniors might be able to make more environmentally friendly choices that align with the green policies Trudeau himself has championed. From buying organic produce to investing in home solar panels, the proposal could also breathe new life into Canada's quieting small towns, where businesses heavily rely on retiree customers. More senior spending power could rejuvenate local economies, possibly even enticing some younger families back to these communities. However, this isn't just a numbers game. It's deeply human. Behind every dollar figure is a person with a lifetime of experiences. There's Doris, the retired nurse who could finally afford an apartment where her grandchildren could visit. Harold, the former mechanist who would no longer have to choose between his meals and his dogs. And the Wangs, who could avoid a heartbreaking separation driven by medical bill pressures. These aren't just statistics. Their lives poised on the brink of transformation or deep disappointment. As this proposal rockets through social media, shaping hopes and fears with each share, the question becomes, is this high-stakes political theater or the dawn of a new social contract? Prime Minister Trudeau, your words carry immense weight, especially to those who've heard so many promises over decades. If this $4,800 plan is genuine, Canadians need more than a viral moment. They need every detail laid bare, the math, the timeline, the trade-offs. And to every Canadian senior, your worth isn't defined by a politician's promise. It's embodied in the lives you've led, the nation you crafted, the wisdom you still offer. As you navigate this swirl of hope and skepticism, stay united. Whether Trudeau's proposal soars or sinks, your strength is in solidarity. Keep learning, keep questioning, and above all, keep believing in your value, no matter what numbers flash across a screen. The journey through Trudeau's staggering $4,800 monthly proposal for Canadian seniors has taken us on a roller coaster of hope, skepticism, and deep reflection. This isn't just a story about numbers on a government ledger. It's a narrative that cuts to the heart of how we value those who have given so much to our nation. As we've explored this issue from every angle, economic, health, technological, environmental, and profoundly personal, a complex picture emerges. On one hand, the potential benefits are breathtaking. Imagine a Canada where no senior has to choose between heating their home and filling their prescriptions, where the digital divide is bridged, allowing elders to engage fully in our tech-driven world. Picture revitalized small towns, their local businesses thriving on increased senior spending. Envision a society where those in their golden years can make greener choices, participating actively in securing a sustainable future for their grandchildren. In this light, Trudeau's proposal isn't just financial aid. It's a reaffirmation of seniors' ongoing value and a down payment on intergenerational solidarity. Yet as we peel back the layers, the risks and uncertainties come into sharp focus. Canada's 2023 budget deficit already stands around $40 billion. Adding over $400 billion more to provide $57,600 yearly for each senior would be an economic seismic shift, potentially burdening younger taxpayers and risking inflationary pressures. There are questions about means testing. Should a retired executive receive the same as a lifelong minimum wage worker? Moreover, without a detailed plan on the government's website or in official policy briefings, skepticism abounds. Is this a well-constructed policy or a high-stakes political gambit, designed more to capture votes in a tight election race than to enact real change? The global and historical contexts further underscore the proposal's audacity. At $4,800 monthly, Canada would be nearly tripling the senior support of other developed nations. Throughout its history, from the modest $20 monthly Old Age Pensions Act of 1927 to today's more robust, but still stretched OAS and CPP, Canada has seen steady evolution in elder care. Trudeau's plan, however, represents not just growth but a quantum leap, a complete reimagining of the social contract with those who built modern Canada. Perhaps most poignant are the personal stories we've encountered. Doris, the retired nurse yearning for space to host family dinners. Harold, choosing between his own food and his dogs. The Wongs, contemplating separation to manage medical bills. These aren't just anecdotes. They are living testaments to the struggle and dignity of a generation. Their reactions to Trudeau's announcement, a mix of desperate hope and hard-earned caution, mirror the national mood. I'll believe it when I see it in my bank account, as one senior put it, capturing a sentiment that's both hopeful and heartbreakingly guarded. To Prime Minister Trudeau, words, especially when they promise life-altering change, carry the weight of hope, a resource both precious and fragile among those who weathered much. Your $4,800 proposal, by its sheer boldness, has kindled a fervent anticipation in countless Canadian seniors. This isn't just policy. It's deeply personal, touching dreams of comfort, reconnection, and reaffirmed worth. The responsibility you now bear is enormous. If this plan is more than a campaign tactic, more than a fleeting headline, then substantiate it fully. Provide not just inspiring figures but granular details, funding mechanisms, implementation stages, economic projections. Let this be the start of a thoughtful, inclusive national dialogue, not merely a momentary political sparkle. This exploration of a single, dramatic proposal has opened into a much larger contemplation about aging, contribution, and how a prosperous society balances obligations across generations. Canada stands at a crossroads, challenged to turn well-worn phrases like respect for elders into concrete, ambitious action. As this national soul-searching continues, perhaps the most vital takeaway transcends any specific dollar amount. It's the realization that in the fullness of a life, in the richness of what Canada's seniors have given and still offer, we find a wealth that truly is beyond measure.